job stuff, I don't think it's not like the market was like the jobs market was weak. So there's a lot, but there you go. The chat, you got it on point. It's the bonds right now, unfortunately. And then you mix that in with some of the stuff overseas. It's like that's why we're getting this, but I don't know if it was like too surprising, but it's just now you have a 5% 2 year and a 10 year at 4%. That's a different world if it stays. SG, that's still holding. Lapla on the high, LPLA. And then again, this is the level right here. You haven't had a bounce at all. This has been first almost hour of just straight going down. Yeah, the yield curve is awful. The Fed shouldn't have skipped. Well, they didn't really skip. They did. They stopped, but the communication, again, the Fed futures, we're going to find out really soon. Netflix and Coin on the low. Watch out if Meta now, too. Coin's down 4.7. Yeah, a lot of things are starting. I was just looking. The dollar's just starting to run. The bonds have not moved, but the bonds are down 1% right now. Dollar is break even. I think the yen was an outperformer, but that was about it. It's still kind of wicked. KR Kroger is still going. And then just be on the lookout right here. This is a low. Kroger's gapping up. Yo, check Kroger. KR. They were already running. I called it out earlier, but now they just had a pop. And Saudi Arabia news on prices. What is this? Bella Vita sold out. Walmart. Kroger recalled for possible peanuts. That's all I see there. And now you're flushing more again. A lot of things are coming out. I think even, what's it called? Yeah, Cody went down again. That play's smaller, $75, but he is also dropping. Oh, look what else is dropping right now. On Friday, Junior, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, you're even getting a little bounce, but you just got Bradley Frizzle and the Peach, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, no. That's vibes. Oh, no. Is the market going to bounce off that? Bro, you about to really make it. You about to make the market bounce off that, huh? And then IXHL, IXHL, IXHL. God bless the Peach, baby. You got a runner, IXH. The Peach came in, things go crazy, Chad. The Peach comes in, things go crazy. Incanix Health, what is this? 641 shares up after trial approval. Oh, they had this in the morning. They receive ethics approval for bioequivalence bioavailability clinical trial for IHL 42X for obstructive sleep apnea treatment. They were up 17% earlier. So IXH, this was like the breast cancer drug yesterday. So they had good data. They have good trial data all in the morning. Stock's not moving till now. So if you want to speculate, that's all you, son. APLD smacked off a Wolfpack short report. Interesting. IXHL. Yeah, I don't know. I think just trial data. Again, if you want to gamble on that, you might. Again, we saw that one yesterday. I think it was like ARRL, Arrival, Arrive, something like that. Vic still going. Wingstop still going too. Wingstop, Kroger, those are the runners. And then now this IXHL sleep apnea drug. Cody's getting murked. Oh shit! Did that run? They just scam me? Ah. Alright, well, I sold out of Tritium in Trada. Remember, this was the SRPT play? I got 200 bucks. I got 50 cents a share. I sold out like 16.50, and then it just gapped up to 16.80 right there. I made like 200 bucks. VIX is up. Yeah, that one. This one's very illiquid. I don't know if you got, like, literally, but this one, we bought it, and then it literally dropped 30% after Sarepta, and now it's rocketed up, and it's actually higher than the day we got it. But I'm out of it. I got a small gain, but if you're holding that, it's even up 30 more cents. Literally within the 1 minute I sold it. I'm still in BioMarin, yes, as well. I got BioMarin and Entrada, I think, within a day of each other. So now I'm out of Entrada and then still in BioMarin. Meta's up 0.5. SPY's trying to work its way up here. So we'll see again if this one fails or not. VWAP's kind of all over the place. Dollar barely moving, but it's on the high. And then bonds are down here about 1%. Wave on the high. Yo, Wave, Eco Wave, Power Global, 20%, 2 candles. That's running up right now. Share repurchase program approved by a company general meeting. Share corresponds to 10% of the total number of shares in the company, which is the maximum amount approved by Swedish law. What? The maximum number they could hold is 10%. That's for Wave. That's literally just coming out. Sewing. Microsoft starting to move up a little bit. It's weird. You're getting like low tickers still active, but I mean, we've pulled up like what, 2 or 3 of these random runners right now. And then, remember, Netflix has earnings coming up. TZA. China names ain't really moving. Business. Let's go, baby. Horn. Good morning. It's my man. Let's go. There you go. No, you need a horn. You need a real horn. You know what I'm saying? Just so you wake up a little bit. Yeah, good morning. Good morning. Again, we've already got all the data here. Let's see. Final set. No, we're good. Yeah, low ticker's very active, but what's weird what's on the high, and then again, the balance is just, it's kind of all over the place. So this one's not updated yet. This is going to be, oh no, this is as of 2 minutes ago. Hold on. All right, so everything's red on the NASDAQ 100. There's literally 2 names green on the NASDAQ 100. 98 names are red. To give you an idea, the Dow Jones, nothing is green. Literally not one name on the Dow Jones is in the green. And then S&P 500, there's only 24 names in the green. The only sector that's green is undefined. So yeah, everything's red. 90% of the market solidly red across every single index. IXHI popping. You heard it here first, ladies and gentlemen. I don't even know how to get it back up. Word, undefined. Yeah, it just says, all I see is one thing up a quarter, and it just says undefined. I'm like, oh, word. KMLM. And then bonds are going lower, though. Watch out, no. Because this is what I want to wait. This is, we moved down when the bonds weren't moving, and then all of a sudden now, just, I don't know. I don't think moves stop until the bonds stop. That's kind of been a theme we've seen every day. All the consumer plays clap. MMM at 96. That was your next long-term target. I think it was like 95 or 93, give or take. Yeah, I think maybe 93 then, but it hit both of those prices. I never picked them up. But this is where I'd want it more than not. The only thing that sucks is that now your dividend. So this is what I was saying with like Colt Sister yesterday. It's like we could buy 3M whenever we want, but or anything. Just take note though, is like once it pays a dividend, it's like, this dividend's not going to pay out till another 3 months. So, or 2 months at the very least. So we kind of have some time more or less, but I would like it at the lower 90s. And then Colt Sister, it sucks, bro. It's not, the cash has to settle. Like, I don't know if I guess she's not on the thing anymore. She's not on cash, or it's not a margin account, but I'm like, man, sucks. An opinion on leg? I'm not looked into that. TLT danger zone. I think it's already there. I think that's it. We were just talking about it the other day. I said it's either gonna, now you have to decide. Do you want to hold your bonds or do you want to quit? You could get out of the bonds now because it's starting to look like 2001. That's it. It's not, even though the market hasn't broken out yet, we're going to find out. But, like, this is happening. You see the ramp in rates, just like 2000, right when they paused, because here in 1999, they paused, and then they went back to resuming rates, and that's what caused the 10-year to go to 4.8 to literally above 6.5. So now we're about to go, we just hit 4 today, just a little bit above it, but it's like you're starting to get that. So we're going to see. But it's like it's one of those things now where, like I said, you're entering in a new regime of rates. And when this moves on and when this happens, it's now we're going to see what happens with stocks. Now, the difference is like, as I'm telling you, as rates are breaking out, the market is not. So that is the next step we're looking for. But for the most part, the don't fight the Fed, higher rates seems to be prevailing. But then again, the equities are still pretty elevated. So how long this takes to work out, we'll see. But let's, I make this simple for you. It's back to your divergence. Look how it's still very, very wide. So you're seeing how it's kind of reacting here. But ever since the Fed, we have not been able to hit a high without the bonds going lower. And as the bond yields have gone higher, we have yet to break out from here. So that's what 6 to 8 months. Yeah, Chevron's dying, so is Exxon. Again, SPY here now back at this low. This is a level, couple names still holding. Again, Microsoft looks like it's curling upwards. Apple's still kind of there. Low ticker is just still gassing, though, man. Hugh Hendry reiterated the long TLT. What are your thoughts? I think you should have a little bit of bonds. Like, I'm going to hold a couple of bonds, but I think the timing, unless you are willing, somebody asked me today, is it a good time to buy it? I think you should have a little bit, but also at the same time, you should have money to strike right when the event happens. But if you've seen Powell the last 6 months, if you're cool with waiting and you're cool with the back and forth and watching stuff dwindle, you know what I'm saying? You gotta do what you gotta do. But it's kind of like I have a little bit of the futures. I think any volatility events will spike the bonds up, but playing the big Fed pivot, Powell is not showing his hand as easy. So I think it's going to be I like the play. I love the play. The idea, the TLT going long, it's age old, easy ass play. That's what you do at this time in history, but the hard part's going to be the timing. That's literally what I've been saying. I mean, right now, this is probably going to be our last, we have one or two more pump fakes remaining. I mean, how many of you remember? How many of you, again, on any TLT play over the last couple of months here, we've been just talking about the pump fakes. So let me, and I don't know if you guys remember me talking about it, but I just said there's going to be like 3 pump fakes, give or take. And this could be the 3rd pump fake. So this is either going to be the last one, or we're going to get one more yield pop or drop, and then they're going to pop back up again, and then the final one. So it's like this will either be the final one, or we get another, oh my gosh, everybody buy bonds again. Then Powell says no, 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 no. And then that last pump fake, and then that will be the next. Again, this all works on the whole yield curve, 12-month inverted time frame and all that. I could be wrong, and we'll see. But at the very least, though, I'm not trying to predict anything, but what I have cautioned against is that the yield curve and the bonds, they are going to pump fake these pivot signals as they have. So that's where it's like, if you're like, should I buy long TLT? Should I go long on the bonds right now? What are you trying to accomplish? Do you know what I'm saying? Like, you have to really understand what you're trying to accomplish, because there is going to be these fakes. So it's like, if you're trying to get the play to speculate, get it at a better price. And don't fall for the pump fake, more or less, or kind of understand how there's going to be waves and periods as it moves. But, are you trying to go for the pivot? You're buying duration, but what's your duration that you're expecting to benefit off of? But like I said, I mean, I said it. It's kind of like, it's kind of ironic of how it plays out. But like, I asked Hugh this question. I told him, and I said, why not go with the shares on TLT or ZROS? You know what I'm saying? Because and ironically, the answer is that the options give you better leverage. So ironically enough, it's like you kind of need more money to play the shares, but the shares are it's that way you could get a little bit of the bonds no matter what, as it fluctuates up and down. You're not going to get killed by running out of time or anything of that nature. So in a weird way, going after these options on the bonds, just you're kind of going for the cheap leverage aspect. But don't underestimate, you could get around a lot of the risk by saying, hey, I'm down to hold a couple $1,000 for the next year. You put that into shares, it could kind of balance it out a little bit. And then we're still at the low. Bonds, again, wing, couple of things still moving. Where is this? Tesla gap in 43.90. Do corporate bonds follow the same mechanics as Treasury? Price up, yield down? Yeah, 100%. And then the relationship is like they'll react later. So there's still even a correlation between Treasuries and corporates, but then usually the corporates get the last reaction. Everything starts at the Treasury front, and then it's just a domino effect from there. Okay, I bought 2 MES. I'm going to try to flip one to the long side. I wanted to go with a bigger one, but I don't want to get trapped on 100 points ahead of everything. Biogen's make or break in moment is here in Alzheimer's treatment. Biogen. Again, Microsoft running towards the high. How does Bill fit into these bond movements? Super easy. Like we told you today, new regime on bonds. 10-year hitting 4%. The other one that hasn't happened in 25 years is the 2-year going to 5% or higher than 5%. So that's Bill is just short-term interest rates. That's it. So the bond moves, you're not getting affected by it. You're actually just benefiting every time the yields go higher and higher and higher. You own Bill, you actually benefit off of it, because that means you will get paid more and more and more for less and less duration because interest rates are higher. So the longer interest rates stay up, the better Bill will pay out. The higher interest rates go, the more Bill is going to pay out. Bruh, Microsoft on the high now. Bro, Microsoft is up almost 1%. Even Tesla's getting the candle. Ay, 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 ay. Traders raise Bank of England hike bets. 50% odds is 6.75 peak. We got out of Entrada. Damn, bro. Microsoft. Adobe's on the high now. That one's kind of surprising. They're still down 1%. But Adobe's coming up. CRM a little bit off the bottom. ANET, Microsoft's going nuts. Yeah, Microsoft's actually crazy. That's what I say and watch it all day. Disney, they're at the low. Disney's down 2. PayPal's down 3. I feel like we just did this the other day. Remember, it was right before the holiday. It was like, I remember like Roblo, Airbnb were up like 6%, and the next day they're down like 5. I feel like you're getting that again. MGM on the low. Again, SPY had 2 candles there, but you already got met with the red cheek lay. Win is at down 3.5 right now. Win's getting murdered. Meta is starting to lift up. Meta, Tesla, Microsoft. 3M getting crushed. Meta, Amazon starting to go up now. Amazon's still down 1.5. APLD, Bear Cave. APLD, Bear Cave, also short. LABD. Oh, this thing's already dead. It's already down 20. Getting murdered. The bib options for PDUFA. I haven't looked at them, but like it's gonna be like $50 both ways. Adidas 4. Kroger is still going. That was the earlier runner. Oh no, Kroger flipped. So remember, they were running there in terms of value. PayPal is at the low. PayPal's down 4. XLF is down 1.5. Ay, ay, ay. I don't know if APLD is halted. It's at the low, though, but I think we're late on it because it's down 20% already. Microsoft. Low ticker gas in. Kind of. I see even material play. SPY towards the low. It is. NASDAQ's not doing as bad. I think Russell is the one really paying for this. Russell's down 2.3 now. So I think last time we were over here, Russell was like 1.7, 1.8. But this is pretty bad for the Russell. You got a couple of tech names like Amazon's on the high now. You even got Catalent or CALT. Amazon, Meta, Tesla, they're starting to work. But I guess Tesla kind of chilled out. APLD is not halted. So it was just down. Not moved down 20% on the report. Again, Meta with another candle. Watch Microsoft. Someone said Editas and then EDTX. This is 27% runner. EDTX. I need to check what's up with that. Apple. EdTech investment. What is this? I don't see anything on it. They terminated a merger a couple days ago. That's a weird one. Oh, yeah. You see this? Whoa, whoa, whoa. So June 28th, they terminated their merger. And then now they're just chilling. Oh no, watch out for that one. EDTX, yeah, like it could be a merger if they backed out of one a couple weeks ago. Mm, 732. China's gallium and geranium bans. That was yesterday. Yeah, EDTX halted. Market still, bro. Bonds keep going lower though. That's weird. So again, another set here. Ever since what was it here? Was it the JOLTS jobs opening? Like the market and bonds didn't react at first. Market kind of stayed within this range, but now you're near the low of the day. That's another low on bonds. This has been a all day theme, kind of like yesterday. Lift clapped. Meta, yeah, Meta top right. They're breaking out up 1.1 now. The flow. I don't know anything about EDTX, just that. I just saw it there again. We've got a couple, like the high ticker has been spitting out some just random runners here, but you just got to look into it. What was the other one? IHX or whatever? IXHL. Yeah, that was the other one. And see, though, we haven't got out of here for a while. Bonds are hitting another low on the 10-year. This is 43.90. You have yet to hit the 43.87. And then next level below that is 43.50. Or, like, realistically, like 43.82 and then 43.77. There it is. Another flush. New low. Tesla. Meta, they're all giving it up, and then bonds are stopping. Even Bank City. I swear City was up, or no, they were up yesterday. Chevron, another low. I think XOM too. Turkey Simsec said to criticize flagship Lira saving tool. Again, City, Meta, decent sized candle. Accenture on the low. My BA. I don't have a put. I just have old shares. I'm still down on them. They made back some today, but it's weird with Boeing. You get like really close to breaking even, and then the next day it just shoots back up. So, I mean, just this is the last 3 months of this. Pretty much the last 3 months, Boeing is at the same price. Actually, almost the last 2 years. All right, new low. Where my future at? We're down 30 bucks on the ES, the MES. Chevron with Techrom. Chevron's down 2, XOM's down 3, and even Oxy's. Everything is down again. So we're down 1.45 on the NASDAQ now, 1.3 on the SPY, 1.4 on the Dow, 2.5 on the Russell. But like I was telling you earlier, everything is down right now. So again, even on the S&P, NASDAQ 100, there's 4 names in the green now. Now that Microsoft has flipped. Dow Jones, there's Microsoft is the only green one. And then S&P, there's just not one thing green. Yeah, undefined disappeared. So now everything's red. The worst on the day is non-energy minerals, and then energy, and then consumer discretionary, and then commercial services and consumer services, then finances, then utilities, and health. Yeah, tech's in the middle. Health, communication, and then consumer non-durables are the best. But they're all red. Everything's still red. Yeah, Microsoft, watch Meta as well, too. But then the bonds, dude. Do you guys realize how crazy? Dude, bonds are down 1.1. Is that the real you on Threads? It depends. What's the tweet? What does it say? The bonds, dude. Again, 5% on the 2-year. It's nuts. Zuck is still a lizard. That's what the first one says? Yeah, that's me. That's legit. You got the right one. It's weird, though. I have my profile as public, but then it's like, it's telling me I have to accept all of my followers. I'm like, this is kind of whack. Meta saving. You can accept all? How? I don't see accept all. You think God said it was whack? He had to accept all of his followers? Bro. It's like, are you calling me God, or what are you trying to say here, sir? Either this doesn't work in any scenario. So I'm gonna try to figure out how to accept all right now. But it won't let me. I have to just press confirm on everyone. We're all gods. Word to Kanye. I did. I made a trade on Cody, got clapped on it, and then I did a MES. It's at the bottom, but then you have to make it to the bottom. Start it. Cody is fine. I like it. I mean, they had good updates here too, but we'll see. We'll see. Bitcoin dump. It was up a little bit earlier, and then watch oil and the market here at these levels. Good morning. Relief air brakes. I mean, we don't have much data. I think Euro closed, but wait a minute. Is it already there? No, we got about just under an hour. That could be good. Again, today, China was bad in the morning. We talked about that a little bit, but it's not like Europe shocked us every other day in the morning like it has. Target 31, Threads, an Instagram app. Yeah, that's what we're talking about. Pretty much the fake Meta Twitter. But Meta is still actually holding, again, Meta, Microsoft. I think that's the only things that are, again, random names are green right now, but like legitimately all across the board, there's probably like, there's just a handful of names. I guess there's 16 names on the S&P that are green. So like Dr. Pepper's in the green, Borg Warner, Appaliv, Everest, Arch, Capital Group, Kroger, Quest Diagnostics, Meta, Microsoft, Chubb, Ion, and WR Berkeley Corporation. Oh, yeah, the bonds are still trying to die. That's what I was saying. That this is kind of the nuttiest aspect, is that we are just breaking through 4% and 5% on the 10 and 2 year. silver stock. I hope it dropped a lot. 7 point. Oh, it is. It's coming back down. I don't know. I want it to come down a little bit more, but at least remember we were talking. It was up 7 to 15% every day. I'm bullish, Joshy. There you go. Amen. Amen. I like bullish and bear. Again, I like it both of it. It's so weird. Like I finally like I remember what it feels like to have everything be bullish and just hold your long term and then watch it hit a new high every. That feels good, bro. It feels good, but then it's also like I also remember like the bond plays and like hey, when you could read bad data, you could make $20,000. So it just depends. It just depends. But I like both. I like both. So amen to both. More downside plays I wasn't down on so much. The bonds would be the only one, but that's gonna be the one. I mean, like the China ones. I think that all I have is China and Baba, and then I got to make back the NQ. But the bonds, at the very least, like I'm saying, think broader in the sense of it's gonna be a side pistol or our main weapon at one point. We're just gonna need it. Oh, the SQQ. Yeah, that one's down $6. But that's on like what 100 shares. But yeah, a lot of room. I forgot about those. So yeah, we're down $6. I got that at 25. Why is that so cheap? They don't even charge you for margin on that? Is that all cash? Forgot about it yesterday. How much did you go on it with? Did you do more than 100 shares? Congrats to the VIX plays. SPY's coming down here one more time. Bonds, first little pop. Americans have quitting their jobs. Have quit quitting their jobs. Surge in Americans quitting jobs has abated since peaking during the pandemic. Americans voluntarily left 4 million jobs in May, 5 in November. No, 100. Oh, you'll be good. I think that one, though, I'll probably average with any of the bonds. What I did forget about that one. How dare people retire? What happened to quiet quitting? I don't know, actually. I think quiet quitting was kind of partly the attitude as well. But they're just, if you don't remember, so that's what some of the jobs reports showed. But like, you're not watching people quitting one job just to go get another job, like as active as they were. So pretty much that's starting to decline. Where you're watching, at one point in the last couple of years, like you were getting so many job quits because people would go to another job. But now that's not really happening at the same rate. It's happening, but it's definitely a shift over the last 2 years. There's Teslonian. I forgot. Ford gave those numbers and nothing happened. Now they're saying loud quitting. Quiet quitting got replaced by quiet hiring. I just got my thread accounts up. I dig it so far. It's a nice UI. It's just like, it's just weird. It's Instagram Twitter, man. It's Instagram Twitter. I don't know how to describe it. Hmm. How are other people trading day? Twistagram. Twitstagram. Twittergram. It's just so weird because I'm just like, retweet, retweet. Oh, EDX halted again. EDTX. Damn, bro, that shit went up another 30%. That's the one I told you where they backed out of that deal. My goodness. And SPY's trying to work its way up. Buyers stepping in. If it could hold ADP on the high, Mondelez, a couple of value plays, and then a little bit of text trying to work its way up. And then if you get Meta, Microsoft, and the bonds just stop dying. That's it. So we'll see. As long as you don't, if the bonds could like get back up to here and not do this little like run up to here and then start to sell off again, maybe we'll get out of here. But I think you need the bonds to just stop with the death spiral. The market is difficult. It's not like a previous model. The indicators are rhyming with 30 different times in history. It's a very complicated template. I agree, and I think even then though that like it's just another testament. We have to deal with a lot of stuff daily. You're gonna get a lot of stuff daily. We have a lot of things we're gonna be moving forward with. You are dealing with Schrodinger's cat in real time. We don't know what's happening with the box. And again, you compare it to other times in history, it becomes a very difficult market. Again, even then, I look back at it, the trades, there's some really good ones, some really bad ones. You're going to be right for some time, and then you're going to be wrong, and then you're going to be wrong, and then you're going to be right. And then that's pretty much it. But what I'm trying to say, my main conclusion is very, very simple. The long term. And that's it. Get the long term. At the end of the day, the trades have been more 50-50, but your long term is forever. And although you can't compare it to any time in history, although it's this, although it's that, it's like owning the assets and then again keeping this 5-10 year time frame in line. It has worked. It has worked, and I'm sure again a lot of you who have stuck with the long term, you're going to be loving it. The long term is down today, but again, if I wouldn't talk shit about the long term. You know what I'm saying? It's just like at that point, great, but to be hitting all-time highs throughout the last couple of years, to be going through and just turning around what we've done, I mean, it proves it, and it just shows how no matter how difficult the environment is, like if you just want an account that goes straight up, get a long term. That's it. Should have trimmed. No, I should have done everything we did. And that's it. Again, it's everybody makes their own decisions, but at the same time, you see all of this. All of this. What happened is that the smart people lost. If you just fucking bought and forgot and were an idiot, you made money. That's what my long term did for me. So it's like you could try to get real complicated in a very uncertain time and try to use the best of your abilities to figure out the next step and optimize but it's like if you just owned good assets with enough time and you kept a balance with it, you were good to go. And that answered everything. Go get the long term. DoorDash, Uber Eats, and Grubhub sued over New York minimum wage law. Dash is getting a reaction. There you go. Uber, surprisingly not. I don't know. Does Lyft get affected by that? I guess, or it's probably just for the food people. Dash got a little chicle. How much long term? 9 months plus? Yeah, we're talking, no, 10 years. That's it. We act as if, again, I mean, that's what our long term is. It's just, if you've been on this channel, you've literally just watched me create another account. And it just, I've bought stuff and I've never sold it. and we've held it. And I've always told people that's how I've gotten rich in the stock market. I don't know if they believe me, but it's just owning assets is the way to go. And I wanted to make sure everybody had an example. But yeah, just a savings account, just with stuff you own. It's going to move around, but it works. The food news, it was just right now is DoorDash and Uber Eats, Grubhub, New York City suing them over minimum wage law. That's why I dashed it down. SPY's going down again. Bonds stopped moving, but we're making our move. Let me get long terms. A couple. There's a lot. I mean, that's now I'm trying to let it work through and try to utilize our strategic position to our advantage. Where again, we don't have to move just yet, so we'll see. Some of this is related to Powell's speech, or yesterday, the minutes. And then we had other data in the morning, and then our data was very, very strong. Baba. Yeah, man, banks. Everything is absolutely destroyed today. There's just really not much green. Less than 20 names green on the S&P. Less than 5 names on the Nasdaq 100. I think Dow Jones has maybe 1 name in the green right now. So still down 1.5 on the Nasdaq, 1.3 on S&P, 1.4 Dow, 2.5 on the 2.5 on the Russell. That one's hideous. Again, KRE is down 2.9 today. Warner Green, is that Borg Warner? Still very early. You guys realize it's still 30 minutes till Euro close. So even then, this has all just been the first, I think, hour and a half, hour 20? Volume's pretty high, though. You're at 26 mil. Damn, volume's really high for the first hour and compared to the last couple of days. So we got a lot of gas in the tank for this. MPW got murdered alongside every other REIT. So again, even the REIT index right now is down 1.87. They all got, again, and interest rates have broken to a new regime. So that's why I said it the other day when the REITs were going up. I said it's very interesting how the REITs, like 3 days ago, they outperformed tech on a day where the interest rates were running. And that's why I was like, it's kind of interesting. There's Walgreens. PayPal down 4. SPY's still going lower. Again, bonds have not moved, which is good, but now your equity market's still edging a little lower. 3M. Uber's flushing now. Again, you have that news there with DoorDash and all of them. 3M's at 95. A new low. VIX is on the high. VIX at 16.8. Oh, this thing kind of woke up. VIX is back to the June 1st levels. Oof. He was in the gulag earlier. Start getting flushy. Well, you have, again, I think any of the levels from here on out, we're looking at like 20 points at a time now. So you are below 43.87 now. First time since we've actually even called it out. We've been going really slow. But next level is going to be 43.77. I think there's another level at 43.82. Other than that, 43.58. And then maybe like 43.60, I believe, was the opening of Wednesday. Why big volume days, bigger down days, low volume days, or bigger up days? Because like people rushing to the exits, there's a lot of people selling, and sometimes the days where it's low volume, if you don't have a lot of volume, it takes only a couple transactions to bring it up. Yeah, VIX still going. Manu's on the high again. So Manu's making another pump. JP Morgan. Watch if any of those banks come back up. Again, banks are like low-key borderline murdered across the board. Again, EDTX is resumed trading. That one's wild. So, you guys, I showed you this one at 30%. It got halted again, went up another 30%. It's just got unhalted now, and it's still up that 60% total now. What was that? The barrels. 1.5 million barrels in a week. Saw a draw of 1.6. So, a little bit less of a draw than expected. And then SPY a little bit off the bottom. Dude, this has only been an hour. That's crazy. Oh my gosh. EDTX is going. Bro, 73% now. That one's halted again. I think. No, it's only been 1.5. Yeah, it's halted. Uber had news related New York City labor laws about minimum wage, them, DoorDash, and any of the food providers they're getting clapped, or any like delivery. Okay, I'm going to go to the bathroom. Follow me on Instagram at the Trading Fraternity. Chattadonia. I will be right back. Good morning. Good morning, good evening, and good night. Follow me on Threads, bro. No, okay, I'll be right back.
Okay, the S&P down 1.3%. Off the lows of the session, though, it wasn't just the blow at ADP, which it feels like no one believed the number, but they're still trading on the number. But you had ISM services still coming in strong, and prices paid fell to the lowest since March 2020. Prices come down, but employment still strong. New orders still strong. Most of the industries still strong, except for mining and agriculture. NASDAQ 100 down by 1.4%, sort of tracking in line with the S&P, and the Y is the pop in the bond market. A sell-off all across. The belly really taking the hit. The 2-year up by 12 basis points, so off the highs of the session. And Guy was talking about the currency market. The Bloomberg Dollar Index did hit its highest level of the session, as you got the JOLTS number at the top of the 10, and you got ISM services. Also, data still holding in strong, but nonetheless, it really is the rate market moving some of the equity market here that we're seeing a lot of the turmoil, Guy.
Let's talk about terminal rates. Let's talk about where ultimately these central banks are going, because it feels like they're going higher and higher and higher. We keep having to ratchet the terminal rate expectations up and up and up. So the yellow line here is the Bank of England, the white line is the Fed, and the blue line down at the bottom there is the ECB. I'm going to get the cameraman to zoom in because they're all ticking higher to a certain degree. The Bank of England really quite significantly. So the market is now pricing a 100% probability that the bank gets to 6.5 by next March. Terminal rate now seen at 6.59. The Fed is now at 5.63. We were wondering whether we were going to get to 5.5. We got there. Are we now going to get to 6? Where does that take the ECB? We are going to hear from Christine Lagarde tomorrow. Again, Alex, at the Aix-en-Provence conference, which is taking place in the Luberon tomorrow. Be interesting to see what she has to say.
Yeah, and speaking of, Guy, you spoke with Liz Martins earlier about her expectations for the Fed and the BOE. It feels like the ECB is sort of going to be the outlier here. Here's what she had to say about the UK economy.
We think the Fed's got one more to do. The BOE have 2, of which one is half a point. But clearly the market's getting more and more kind of hawkish in its expectations.
That takes us to our question of the day. Is the Fed going to 6%? Is the Bank of England going to 7%? Joining us now, Marcus Ashworth of Bloomberg Opinion, Liz McCormick, our chief correspondent, Global Macro Markets. Marcus, you're standing next to me. You're wincing. I can already feel you wincing. The Bank of England, 7%. The market's already pricing 6.5. 7 doesn't feel like a stretch. The Taylor rule says 14.
Oh, well, you're the chatter, all right, eh? I just think the market has got itself whacked sideways on the sense that their interest rate hedging, the tail risk, needs to be re-hedged again. We obviously had a bad ADP number. We know the correlation that to payrolls is almost 0. Nonetheless, obviously the Fed minutes day before set it up for us. If we get a strong payroll number tomorrow, then I don't think the markets react much at all because it's now fully priced in. If we get a weak one, whoa, we're going right back from where we came. So in that sense, I think these forward pricing are in highly liquid markets. SOFR and SONIA are not what dollar or sterling LIBOR futures markets once were in liquidity. And I think it's overreacting. It's understanding that's how markets work. But I cannot see the Bank of England going anywhere near 6%, let alone 7%. And as to the Fed, well, really, that's interesting. I think the way that all the markets around the world have moved, it shows you what the Fed does is the only thing that matters. Now, Alex was saying we don't need to worry so much about the ECB because the ECB is following the Fed. The Bank of England is following the Feds.
What about Japan? No? Okay. You waiter. Chatter, don't he? I like what they said. People didn't even believe the number in the morning. Again, jobs report was big. Tomorrow, though, is the main event, so you don't have to go too crazy. Tesla DTL crack above. Well, Tesla's chilling down 2. Had a blowout day yesterday. Microsoft seems to be the standout. There's a couple of other winners there too, but very, very few and far between. Am I even on the MES? I'm down $5 on 2 of them, so it'd be like $2.50 a pop. But yeah, borderline. And then it sucks. Shout out to the long term. Up 375 on 2. Let's go. I only got threads because of you. I had to see it. That's it. I only made one tweet and it said Zuckerberg is still a lizard. So that's it. That's my trial. Let's see how it turns out. And that's it. And then we'll be good. Gracias, Habibi. Oh, the petition? I haven't looked. I think last time I checked, we had 150 signatures. I don't think our political activity is gotten legs yet, but I'll check back. I might have to post it on my threads. Is Threads gonna kill Twitter? No, I just think Facebook has found a way to separate their retirement community from their young community. That's all. I think that's it. You got like Facebook. You got all the grandmas and grandpas on there. So now I don't know. I don't know what Threads is gonna do. Honestly, I think it's a wild concept. We're gonna find out. It's just like I told you. It's gonna be it's gonna take time. It's gonna take whether it fails or succeeds. You won't know for another like year, maybe a little less. It will end like Google Plus. No. Yo, you remember? I used Google Plus, bro. I used to use Google Plus. I used to use Hangouts back. That was before anything. And then Slack came around. Oh, man. Did you see it, though? Actually, let me ask you this. When you guys signed up for Threads, did you guys see what it said, like, under the security stuff? Did you guys see what it said about the Fediverse? I don't know. Threading into your privacy. But did you see what it said about that thing called Fediverse or Fediverse something? And it gave you like a thing on how they were like, oh, by using Threads, you will be able to like integrate this into like Mastodon and other apps and like, yeah, no, they had so it literally said Fediverse. It was. Let me see if I can find it for you. It was hella weird. Yeah, here. Nobody reads that. It was like 5 in the morning I was reading all of this. I still hit accept because I was like, I need to see how this looks. But still, man. It says our plan to make Threads part of the Fediverse, a social network of different servers operated by third parties that are connected and communicate with each other. Each server on the Fediverse operates on its own but can talk to other servers of the Fediverse that run on the same protocol. We plan for Threads to use a protocol called ActivityPub to talk to other servers that support this protocol. Our vision is that Threads will enable you to communicate with people on other Fediverse platforms we don't own or control. That means your Threads profile can follow you and be shared by people using different servers on the Fediverse. Your content and information may be shared with those servers. For example, if you interact with content from another server, or if you have followers from others, if you have a private profile, you could approve follow requests before people on or off Threads can follow you. So, yeah, I didn't know. I don't know if you know that existed. I think it's an awful name to call it the Fediverse. You say Fediverse pertains to federating where you can integrate into others. It's very common on your everyday apps and whatnot, especially at work. I just want a different name. 3M hit $92, $93 not too long ago. Remember, and then they got a headline. They're trying to make it all decentralized and shit, but you know it's another way for them to track you. Well, duh. Again, I mean, you got to think about it. You know, Facebook's biggest problem in the last year and a half was stalking people so they could sell you ads. Now they got it. Now they're like, well, if you accept all of this and let us track you a little bit slightly differently, now we will have all of this information to sell you more advertisements. Am I adding 3M? I will eventually, but, you know, there's a lot of plays that I want right now that have gone down, but I am taking everything slow. I don't need to move fast. My long terms are all green. We have cushion. We have plays coming back. We have a little bit of cash, about 4%, but in my mind, if, you know, what's going to happen if the dividend, like I want Walgreens and I want 3M, but the divvies, I'm just like, I can wait. Because it's like, give it another month or so. I don't think I'm going to miss out on too much. You want Bloomy? Mine doesn't show for some reason. I need to see where's the mother at. Because last time you said I tried to pull it up. It's showing me some David Rubenstein ad. Rather, Walgreens. Any of them. I mean, a lot of them are making big moves, and it's just like, it just depends where you're at. So it's like, if you don't have anything in your portfolio, if you have a lot of cash, like, go take these things that are down. But again, like I said yesterday, my position may be different, but it's like, I want to buy stuff, but it's like, I know I don't need to. Does that make sense? All I know is, like, deep down, I could go take whatever little cash I have and buy it, but it's just like, at the end of the day, I really don't need it. It's just like, I would be better off waiting a little bit, seeing if we get better prices or not. But then at the same time, it's like, even if I don't buy anything, that means the rest of the portfolio is going to rip. So I'm just taking it a little slower here until we get a little bit. But there's so many names I want. Disney, PayPal, Walgreens, 3M. Those are definitely top candidates right here that I want. I'm not even like waiting for a deal. I'm just like, I want it to be like a no-brainer, but it's just like, I'm full. I'm at the dinner table and I'm full. Like, do you get what I'm saying? I don't want dessert. I don't want an appetizer. I don't need any. It's like, let me get sacrifice tomorrow, just especially if I'm full today, if that makes sense. So, you know, having that cash, building up a little cash in the meantime, all these things that are cheap today, if they get even cheaper, I'm going to love them, and, you know, I'll be able to execute with more certainty. Otherwise, they're going to bounce back up, and then everything else bounces with it, and then we'll, again, just build out this cash reserve so that we'll be good to go again like the other moment. Nothing happened too much today, just very strong data, and then China and Asian equities really, really dropped. But we had very, very strong data both on ISM services and jobs. and the bonds just kept ripping, and now the 2-year and the 10-year are breaking out at certain levels. Oh, Meta. They're dying. I thought it was going to be a Meta upside candle. Yeah. Hold on. Meta 2 candles here. We're near the low. If your long term is not green, like, are you still waiting for them? So what else is in your long term? So, like, do you have did you buy anything for the last 6 months or no? Are you more growth or are you more dividends? That's the next question. But if I didn't make purchases, if my long term is already in a position where it's like, whether it goes up or down, it wouldn't change me. It's not gonna, like, you're trying to get out the gutter. Then yeah, I would make some purchases. But then again, I'd go for the value. And then the next question is, do you have growth or dividends? But if you don't have anything and you didn't make pickups, then yeah, you could justify a pickup, but make sure it flows in the sense of your rest of your balance. And then too, try not to just take anything at the highest point possible if you could resist. What do you think about? I like it. We're just up on it. So honestly, we should have bought Coca-Cola in October or whenever it dropped back down. But it's up a lot. I like it, though. I like it a lot. I would love to add more Coca-Cola. It's just kind of, I'll hold the cash until I could get it at a little bit cheaper of a price. I don't know. The last long-term purchase was probably like 2 months ago, or a month or May. Yeah, we grabbed Walgreens. I think that was the last one. Love seeing fractionals that tells you drip is working. Amen. Amen. It's funny that ETF stands for End the Fed. Hey, man, love you. Been watching since 2020. Let's go, baby. Let's go. Long term. Long term. MPW smacked around. Welcome to higher interest rates. As yields top 4%, traders wondered why the REITs were being destroyed. I want MPW at $777. That was a beautiful price. But either way, we got to wait. Yeah, so what I'm going to make purchases, even with the long term. I'm going to make a purchase on sister's long term. Because, again, she didn't buy anything for the last year. So the plan, and she saved up all that money. The idea is going to be I'm going to make one purchase with that. But, again, balance it out as we were just talking about. Oh, yeah, Disney was the latest pickup. No, you're right. Is my long-term your retirement? Yes and no. So not the one you see here, but eventually it will. Honestly, if I don't end up giving away this long-term or turn it into hopefully I hope one day our long-term will pay for a Chad building. But for the most part, I do think this thing will become something. But ideally, my other long-term is my retirement along with everything else. But yeah, the idea is to keep this money and to have it over your years and hopefully to provide you with whatever you need in life, whether it be starting a business, whether it's paying for bills. I mean, at the end of the day, like I said, this was just $200. If you had $200 a month, I'm not here for any smart ass comments, right? All I'm saying is if you could get your hands on $200 a month, you will have an account that looks like this. I don't even care if you're like, how much? Do you want an account that looks like this or not? If you could, you see what I'm saying? But it's just like, if you started this in 2019 and you only had $500 and you added your $200, like you could buy a car right now. If you want, literally, if you go qualify for a FHA down payment, you could have had 500, 1,000. Again, 2020, top of 2020, we had 2,000, 3,000 bucks, 4,000 bucks. Today, this is a FHA down payment. You could use it for whatever you want. So it will be your retirement. It will be whatever. But the idea is just to own it and making, again, and you get to take advantage of the market, and you just see how fast things can move. And this is why you want to own assets. Damn, we're about to go lower again. Again, Meta is starting to slip up too. Yeah, so watch out. In 2022, we did absolutely nothing. You know, like literally, your performance in 2022, the long-term hit 10,000 in 2022, and guess what? You spent the next year doing nothing. Your money did nothing. And that's even, again, and you had to make your deposits too. Isn't that crazy? But then what happened, it just took 1 to 2 months to literally go up 50% or 40%. That's the crazy. Again, we started this year with literally $9,000 in this one. And you already see what it did there. But it's just like, sometimes it does nothing. You know what I'm not trying to tell you that you're always going to be making money. It's just like, if you plan on holding and you plan on living life and owning it, it's just like little over little over little over little, and it just starts to grow and grow and grow. And it's like, some years will be good, some will be bad, some will be, very, very adequate and mediocre. But then it's just like, what it all compounds and leads into, it's going to be a big bag, and you're going to watch your wealth grow. It's called long term because the idea is act as if you cannot change your mind for 10 years. So even when I made my original long term that I still hold to this day, and then even looking at the ones I made for this YouTube, the plan is to never, we're not making decisions for 10 years. So you buy in 2019 is when you started it. You're not going to make any big sell decisions till 2029. If you're really going to hold on to it in that sense. But if you truly understand, it's not about daily. Again, we've spent years in front of you doing it, and it's just like, sometimes it's wild to see because you've seen it at different points. You see it up, you see it down. It looks like a little, looks like a lot, and then it just, over time, it just starts to go crazy. Yes. Statistically, the people who died did best on their 401ks. So just hold it. Unless someone cuts divvies. Well, that could hurt it, but our whole portfolio is not just one company. That's it. Like, we have losers in that portfolio till this day. So even if they cut the divvies on some of them, the idea should be after 10, 15 years, it should be there. Again, I guess, or changing your mind, then I will change. I will